Welcome to the Designated Drinker Show, the podcast that's raising the bar on craft cocktails. I am your host, Louise Solison. With me again is my friend that I'd get barefoot and stomp grapes with on any day of the week. It's DC's elixir mixer himself, Dwayne Sylvester.
I'm ready to stomp on those grapes. Hey, Louise.
Rather you stomp the grapes in my toes.
We need a big enough vat.
Big vat, a big ass vat. Will you go on a journey with me?
Okay, I'm game. I'll go.
Okay, so I want to call this journey History According to the Wino. Are you ready?
History According to Ned the Wino.
So here we go. So as early as 7000 BC, ancient tribes from the Yellow River Valley of China, they were making fermented rice, honey, and fruit wine. And to keep their wine, they stored it in earthenware jars. Pretty genius, huh?
I don't know about genius putting old stuff in a jug. And why was that river yellow anyway?
I think it still is, but you know, you drink a lot of wine, those things happen. So we're going to keep talking about the innovation because it didn't stop there. Oh no. So winemaking facilities dating back to 4000 BC have actually been discovered in Armenia, Israel, Georgia, and Iran. And they were making their wine and storing it in large submerged earthenware vessels. And they actually still do this and use this technique in Georgia. And that's not Georgia in here. It's Georgia there.
What do you mean? Like not Atlanta? What do you think?
Not hot Atlanta.
What do you think? I'm stupid?
Absolutely not. You're way smarter than me. So, and you know, I gotta absolutely love the ancient Egyptians because they actually found a way to have their wine to go. We know that the Egyptians were transporting their wine in goat skins as early as 1600 BC. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd much rather have my wine poured from a bottle than a goat skin. But, you know, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
I mean, goat skin, lamb skin. I mean, sometimes it just makes it better.
Always makes it safer. So clean this up still. Speaking of the Egyptians, did you know that Cleopatra's favorite wine was Muscat of Alexandria? And this style of wine, which I'm sure you know, is still being made in modern day Greece, but we refer to it now as Moscato, which is a wine that I have yet to truly appreciate, I don't think.
Well, let me tell you.
I don't think I'm there with it.
My wife will add a teaspoon of sugar to her Moscato and enjoy it. So I know where you are with it, but I certainly have seen some of the deliciousness that can be achieved from that sugar in a glass.
Well, you know, she obviously likes it sweet because she married you.
Hey.
But, you know, I would never pass up a glass of Moscato with your wife or with Cleopatra. You know? So.
Not in the same room. Can you imagine the fight? I mean, the three of you fighting over who I serve first? I couldn't deal with it.
Oh, good Lord. I know I would not be first in that lineup. But let's end this little history, shall we? And why don't we just make it a little bit of our own? And let's just jump in and invite back to the show my very dear friend and wine aficionado, Dustin Lara of Brut Champagne and Wine Bar. Welcome back, Dustin.
Hi, Louise. Thanks for having me live from my kitchen.
Yes.
You know what? I can't believe you always want to bring someone in that's smarter than me, no matter what we're talking about. Oh.
It's supposed to make our jobs easier. Don't you understand? Yeah. It makes our jobs easier, Dwayne. Just give it all the pressure on Dustin. All we had to do is sit back and drink.
Okay.
Right. I mean, you know, I'm a firm believer in doing what you do, and I appreciate that. You know, if you're an attorney, guess what? I'm going to call you first if I have legal issues. I'm not going to try to solve it myself. Guess what? I do wine, the next time so you call me, yeah.
The next time you're arrested, don't call me, you mean?
That's true. I won't call you. Anyway, thanks for having me back. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks. No, thanks again for coming back and helping our listeners figure out what to pop open for the holidays. Kind of weird holidays, but nonetheless, it's important that we at least drink what we like, right?
More reason to drink.
Oh, absolutely.
These holidays.
Absolutely. There's so many options, but I need to open that bottle of Guy Lamandier Grand Cru. So I need to step away from here.
All right. Just so everyone knows, you step away so we can jump right in here.
Wait, can you say that again, though? He said, Guy Lamandier Grand Cru. Guy Lamandier Grand Cru. I mean, he even sounds better than I do. I don't understand it.
Yeah. We're coming here, so our listeners know we are here in Dustin's beautiful little wine bar in Old Town Alexandria, and we're having some really fun tech issues. COVID is like loads of fun.
Wait, is this Virginia?
It is Virginia.
I don't have my passport.
Lovely sound. Listen.
My passport isn't valid.
Well, thank you, sir. You gonna have a few bubbles with us, Dwayne?
To visit Virginia, sure.
There we go.
Guy de l'Ambion Grand Cru.
The French...
It is bubbly, it is dry, it is aromatic.
Guy Lamandier Grand Cru from Virtus in France.
But of course, I am French.
So...
Yes. Tell us what we're drinking.
So thanks for having me again this year. So a really good trend that's coming out. I don't want to say it's trendy for a lot of wine people that are in the industry or that like good wine is a zero dosage. So you save on calories. Sugar is added typically before the second fermentation in champagne. But a trend we're seeing and what is actually wonderful in these zero dosage wines is that there's no manipulation needed because they're just so damn good by themselves. They don't need to manipulate anything. So this is one we have. It's from Guy Lamandier. If you're from DC, you'd be Guy Lamandier. But we are Guy Lamandier from Cremant by Auger in France. And this is a zero dosage, so no sugar added. Blanc de Blanc. It's 100% Chardonnay. It's a really wonderful wine. It's a grower champagne. So it's like the farmer and his wife and the two children run the whole process. Well, the Guy passed away. Annual production is around 90,000 bottles a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's run, it's family run. It's, a grower champagne again. So it's, support the little guy. And it's so typically, so this is Chardonnay. And in the nose, you get some really nice golden apples and cream. But it is beautifully brioche and, floral.
This is it's quite different though. I mean, it's not. I don't know that it's but it's beautiful. It's not. It's not what I expected at all. But
I find it anything, right? I find it pretty brioche, and I get apples and cream and apples and
absolutely. It's exactly what I get too. Well, it's got a little pungent minerality in there, and it's just delicious juice. There's no need to manipulate it with the sugar, so I really like that. And also, there's zero dosages and the low dosage. You'll save calories, so it's great for around the holidays.
I'm going to need you to pour me more. I'm going to need you to pour me another dosage in my glass because I've already finished.
Dosage there.
I finished the first dosage you gave me, so I'm ready for another dosage.
Oh, let me just clear that back. Let me back up a little bit. I didn't say. Dosage or dosage in American English is exactly that. It's an injection of sugar and wine back into the bottle before second fermentation. Coined in France for champagne making. If in America you say dosage, it sounds better in French.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought the dosage was the serving, and I thought you were cutting me off saying I get zero dosage.
That's a dosage too. Dosage for the day.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So when would you serve this, Dustin? Is this like when everyone just comes in and sits down? Do you like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's super fresh super fresh. Maybe with some cheeses, hanging out, pre-gaming before dinner, or just hanging out. I don't know. This wine's delicious and it's dry and appley and wonderful.
Yeah, the apple on the finish for me, that's where it really comes, it's pronounced for me.
And I really like the minerality. I love the minerality on this in the end too.
It's so clean. It's quite crisp and bright. Yep. I don't know if that's minerality or what it is, but it's
bright and fresh and mineral. Yeah, it's great.
It almost smells like rocks too.
Totally.
I always say I like my anything that's not red, or actually anything that I like my wine so much with so much mineral that it might chip a tooth.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I was going to say with that.
That's okay.
Like this is shellfish.
So
this is shellfish clean for me.
Yeah.
This is the acid's right. It's bright. Would you recommend this with
oysters?
Oysters are, yeah, definitely. This is, I mean, yeah, a little bit of salt with this would be, oh my God.
Yeah, foie gras, mousse, brioche, delicious. Absolutely.
So like it's really nice with something like fatty, right? Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's nice to drink with me. Don't laugh too hard.
Speaking of holiday dinners, what are we guys doing this year? Since we are all, just doing it safe. We got a little ways to go. We're going to get there. But how are you guys handling the holidays this year?
I'm cooking as
I know that I have
cooking as if cooking as if everyone is still coming. And worry about leftovers and whatever the next day. I swear for Thanksgiving, for some reason I let my wife talk me into frying 2 turkeys, and we cooked everything as normal. And I swear, from people just driving by to pick up care packages on their way, and just how we didn't cook or this or that, it was the best because no one came in. We didn't have the fellowship around the table, but we still fed the masses. And for me, that was just amazing. And I was so upset with myself because I was like, what the fuck are we cooking all this for?
For me, for Thanksgiving, I was cooking for the masses because certain foods, I don't know how you cook for 2. It's just Dave and I. So how do you make stuffing for 2? I have to have my roasted chestnut stuffing. But leftovers are great.
Do you have any more?
It's great.
I know you did a Spam mold this year. Do you have any more of that left over?
No, I know. On Friendsgiving, we talked about that Spam mold. You know who knows how to make Spam or work with Spam better than even I do is Dustin. Dwayne Dustin is actually from Hawaii. He's like homegrown. He's a local island boy.
Wait, so he's legit and you are Haole?
I am not I'm not Haole.
You're not Haole, yeah.
No, but he is legit. Yeah, he's. I am by association. He is by birth.
Yeah. So I canceled Thanksgiving and Christmas with my mother who lives in Southern Virginia.
Oh no!
And I ended up going to my friend's house restaurant randomly on Thanksgiving Day. We had 33 birds he was deep frying. So we sat in the parking lot and drank beer all day long. It was amazing. It was 70 degrees.
How many birds did you cook?
33 birds.
And sold every last one of them, damn it. Amen to that.
Fried birds, yeah. 33.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see, we know our restaurants are hurting, and food and beverage industry is working really hard to keep their heads above water. I thought it was really interesting to see so many of the neighborhood restaurants pivoting. I know we're overusing that word these days, but making dinners to go. And the restaurateurs that I've known that have done it were so thankful, obviously, and surprised. Like one of the smaller restaurants, they sold 190 Thanksgiving dinners. Yeah, 190. That's more covers than they could have ever done in a day. But it's really great to hear. And I know that there's another restaurant, they sold 125. Again, that would probably be their covers for the day. But it's just the ingenuity or the innovation that's coming. It's great to see, at least.
I mean, it truly is, I think, amazing. And just piggybacking off the problem I said at the beginning, you can't cook for small amounts, but the restaurants absolutely can, and why not let someone cook for you for the holidays and support an industry that supported us for so long and continues to support us with meals on demand. I am blown away with what the restaurants have been able to accomplish in the DC and surrounding area.
Absolutely. I'm sure if you look at your local restaurants wherever you are, because we have international listeners wherever they are. I'm sure they can find their local restaurants. We do. We have people in Poland and Portugal and Australia.
Hawaii.
It'd be great to see. I mean, Yeah, and Hawaii, of course, absolutely. But you support your local restaurants. I mean, the restaurants I was talking about were not restaurants that you would necessarily think to get to go, but they were creating amazing meals, and that you can, you're not slaving all day, and their price points are right on. So, I mean, just check out your local restaurants. I bet you they're doing something, and maybe your Christmas Eve dinner, or even your Thanksgiving, or I mean, your Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Who knows? Or even New Year's. Just keep drinking.
That's my motto.
Yeah, and speaking in that same space, Dustin. I mean, honestly, I know that you're working really hard and you're seeing some success, but supporting our small wine bars, absolutely. Instead of going to the big package liquor stores, walk down the block. I mean, it's easy. Then you can walk home with it, get a drink, stumble home with your bottles.
Oh yeah. So yeah, with the pandemic, we had to do a lot of changing up of things immediately. All the things that were on my to-do list that I never got to do, I actually was forced to do to stay afloat. So I think that we did a great job. We did dinners to go, delivery, wine boxes to go, delivery, couch wines. I did a lot of different things it was kind of fun, but pandemic is not fun.
No, absolutely not. But you do have some of the best. I never thought that I would beg you to pour me a glass of wine while sitting in the gutter, but I'm happy that you do.
Well, it's happy to have you all.
That is an amazing perspective. You're right. We're all eating in the gutter these days.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're so happy for it. I mean, here in the DC area, we're having pretty. Today's a little crisp, but we've had some, not too bad weather. We can't, nice seasons.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that I say, let's have another glass, shall we?
Oh yeah. Well, let me go back to this Cremant. Okay. So it's a grower champagne, means like the farmer and his wife, family operated. And they typically are less. They cost less than your standard huge champagne house that's mass produced. So anyway, look for those grower champagnes and low dosage. So secondly, I brought last year we did the Union Sacré Gewürztraminer, and I really like this brand. Union Sacré from Santa Barbara County, California. This year we're doing the 2019 Alsace Dry Riesling from Union Sacré. It's a dry cabinet style. Let's just go ahead and taste it.
Let's do it.
Give it a whirl in the glass. In your nose. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Whirl it in the glass. I think the temperature's perfect right now. Dwayne, if it's a little cool, just cup it.
Okay.
Get your nose in the glass.
Oh my gosh, the nose is...
Yeah, beautiful, right?
Yeah.
I think there's like pear, citrus, Granny Smith apples.
Wait a minute, I get pear.
Yeah, you get pear. That's pear.
There's some...
You smelled it. Apples.
Granny Smith apples. Maybe a little citrus. Yeah. No, this is really creamy too on the nose. I mean, there's
creamy too. Yeah, right.
Low vanillins.
Lilies in there too, right?
My goodness.
It smells like lilies, yeah. So it's a dry Riesling. It's cabinet style. And it's like semi-sweet, and there's like some good crisp acidity. But this is a really delicious style and type of wine that you can just pop open, having with dinner or light appetizers, or just like
This seems like a wine that you could, you could eat almost anything with this. Like this is like your best friend.
Delicious.
Just the easygoing, always this is a good go-to.
This is so thick and buttery. Like I would have misread this. I would not have read this as Riesling at all. Like I might have.
Yeah.
Rieslings don't see any malolactic secondary fermentation, do they? I mean, this is.
No.
This is
Riesling.
rich.
It's 2019. It does it gets rich in the mouth, but it is lean. It's dry. It's a dry Riesling. It's 12.4% alcohol.
I think for a Riesling, I'm surprised. Like again, this is something you poured that I didn't quite expect. I lived in Germany. Another wine that I didn't have a great appreciation for, maybe because of my lack of knowledge and lack of
Gewürztraminer.
exposure, maybe to like really good Riesling. This is for me very different than what I had anticipated. Just by you saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a Riesling," and it's really, really lovely. It is dry, but I think to your point, Dwayne, it's there. It's not that it's not shy. She's definitely there. She lets you know. Nice mouth feel. I really enjoy this. Thank you.
Yeah, it's old vine and sun filtered, 100% destemmed. Skin contact is 18 hours. So, but you can smell it in the glass after the glass is gone. You can smell it. It's like,
oh, I don't want to get there. I want to just have more wine in it.
Without the wine, it takes on a little bit more floral characteristic.
Yes.
These white flowers. See, I can talk.
Yeah.
I can talk the talk.
Yeah, you got that. I know. I got you. I see you. The white lilies up in there.
No, this is I don't like this wine because I would drink the whole bottle and then look for the next bottle.
Yeah. Well, hold on to your hats. We got a Pomerol coming. So again, that was
really nice, though.
The Riesling is Union Sacre 2019 Alsace from Union Sacre, Santa Barbara County, Kick-On Ranch Vineyard. And it's delicious. It ranges in price around $25.
Oh, not bad at all. Is this a harder to find wine, Dustin? Do you think it's a little? Do you have to do a little effort, maybe a little more effort to find it?
Well, I would say look for it in your finer wine shops, not at Safeway, Vons, not at
So wait, you were saying
Did you say Longs?
You were saying Alsace, but Alsace is the name. It's not the region.
Correct, Alsace, and that's a play on French vernacular. So,
well, who doesn't
something
want to
new every
play
day
off
too,
the
right?
French?
Wow.
You always got to
French people.
make fun of the French. Those damn French.
They make fun of us. So hey,
But
Well, we also give them a lot of reasons.
that's because we're funny.
These days.
We're funny. I am blown away. Thank you so much for bringing this.
yeah, it's a delicious
today.
bottle. Yeah, hide it from your wife.
Would your wife like this?
No, absolutely
Dwayne?
not.
Would this be something?
Absolutely
you don't
not.
have to worry.
It's too dry for her.
Oh,
Yeah, she loves
See,
it.
this
Yeah.
would be right up Dave. I think Dave would really like this, Dustin. Don't you think? I think he would.
Oh, of
really,
course.
'cause his-
So your wife would like either Spätlese or Auslese.
Yeah, she's
Riesling. Yeah, she would be up there.
she's
in the
better trocken Auslese.
Auslese. Beren trocken Auslese.
As many syllables as you can give her, she's in that. Like,
Fantastic. Well, hey, she knows. Hey, and that's the whole thing. And you know what you like, and that's perfectly fine.
no, it's not fine
I always-
when you go out with your wife to a restaurant for dinner and she's looking at the dessert wine menu and ordering a triple because they only poured in 2 ounces. That shit gets expensive.
Hey, I don't know.
you know,
Hey, it's mine.
Mama wants a drink. What Mama wants a drink.
That's right.
And I always say it's funny. It's like with the show, and I say this quite often. People ask me. I get like as if I'm you, Dwayne, or Gina, or even Dustin. I get people who ask me, what should I drink with this? I'm serving that, and of course I get to hang out with you guys. So I like to think that I'm at least picking up some of it. 3 years into it, you think some of it might stick, but. It's I always say, you just drink what you like, because the last time I checked, you have one liver. If you don't like whiskey, don't drink whiskey. If you don't like tequila, don't drink tequila. I'm not going to try to convince you. My point is just drink what you really. Now, I would say there's a lot to learn and stay open, and you're going to be like, I'm not a big fan of Rieslings, but I really didn't. But Dustin just introduced me something I really, really enjoy.
I think wine is too broad to say you. Wine is too broad and there's too much variation for me to say I don't like anything.
Oh, I know, right?
Based on
Sure. You know what it is?
Super
I've never found a
frustrating.
Riesling I liked, is what it is.
Can't
what it boiled down
can't
to
say
till
that
today.
anymore.
I know. And I'm glad.
That's a good one.
I'm glad.
There was a Cajun chef by the name of Justin Wilson. He had a cooking show. You got to be like 100 years old like me, but he always used to cook with wine. He'd pour himself a glass of wine, and people would people always ask me, Justin, what type of wine you cook with? Should I cook with? He said, the kind of wine you like. Sorry, that's just
And which
has always stuck with
you
me.
brought that up before, and Janice corrected me because I couldn't remember. We've had his nephew on the show, his distant relative. We had David. He has a Guas on the show. He's a chef here in DC, and he brought up that whole thing. It was his uncle or great uncle or cousin twice removed. I don't know, something like that.
Was that? Is he related to David Guas? Is related to him?
Yeah. It was.
Wow.
It was. Yeah, and he was actually the man. He went to him when he wanted to go to culinary school, and either his mother or his grandmother was really not. They wanted him to go to like proper college, not you don't go to school, and and he's a little bit older, so you didn't go to school necessarily to be a chef. Wasn't something that was common, and so she wanted him to talk him out of it, and he talked him into it, which was good. And actually, really, what he did is he talked his mother into it. Really, is boiled down to. But yeah, he shared that story on the show. So Dustin, that says that you don't listen to every episode. We need to talk.
I know. I used to work with him, actually, David Guas. He's talented. He's very talented.
Yeah, he's fun. He was really great guest. So, all right.
I'll have to listen to that episode. That's the only one I missed.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Lying to me. I like it that way.
So, on to the red I brought today. Chateau du Valois.
Say that again. Bois, bois, bois.
Chateau du Valois.
I like it my way back. I like the bois, bois, bois.
Wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Pretty.
That's like, it sounds like Aladdin. Prince Ali.
Yes.
Do not bois, bois.
2015 Pomerol.
Oh my
Bordeaux.
God.
And because it's Pomerol, it's a Merlot based. 77% Merlot, Cab Franc and Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit of Malbec in for fun, but
yeah, this one's definitely right up my alley. This is something that I would order all day long.
So the reason why I picked this one is because around Christmas or holidays, I think of like spiced things and plum things and hams and turkeys and ducks. So that's exactly what you get. With this Pomerol, you get plums. There's plums and spice and everything nice, bursting with blackberries.
I get clove.
You do, exactly. It's 100% oak. You get some oak and some cedar. It's rich and it's soft tannins and plummy and just really wonderful.
It's like sugar plum berries.
Exactly.
This is really wonderful. I could literally drink this all day. It's not juice in a glass. It's not so fruit forward. But for me, every time I order a wine with Dustin, he usually he basically steers the ship. He's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "I don't know, something that's earthy and not too fruit forward." And I never know what's coming in my glass, and this is right up.
The oak is great on this, and it's just
I need food with this.
Very balanced. It's fresh and then like lingering, like nice lingering fruits, ripe fruits.
This
so
is.
You would serve this with.
I need food.
Sorry.
Yeah. Duck.
Where's the spam mold?
We'll send you one.
Dustin, did your family ever make Spam? Was it part of holidays for you?
Spam isn't everything. What are you talking about?
But there was a dish at Christmas that was Spam based?
Sure, why not? I mean, yeah. I mean, I never thought about it, but every holiday, like it's kind of like
away my
family style.
Don't take away my microaggressions.
Spam is pretty damn good.
It's my spam jealousy. I'm not familiar enough with it.
So here's the crazy thing. So when living in Hawaii, when I went into the grocery store, to the Safeway, of course, there's types of Spam that I didn't know existed. It's not just like a small section of the shelves. It's a massive part of the shelves, and it's from floor to ceiling.
Section.
Like the whole section. And it's different types of Spam, like different flavors in the Spam.
But is it only Spam brand, or is there like another local sweetheart that also
just one
of this potted meat that's delicious, like the improved Spam?
I think if there were one, it wouldn't last. What do you think, Dustin? You would know better than I've never seen anything other than Spam.
No, the only other thing that comes close is that deviled ham thing and with the little devil on it.
That was what my father ate with the little paper that wraps around the can. Yeah, I don't know. It's different flavors, things that I've never seen here on the mainland. But yeah.
But yeah, for every holiday or Sunday get together with the family, like it's always like a potluck, and so there's always either pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish. There's always lumpia, and there's always something with spam in it. Fried rice.
Ooh, spam
in the morning.
What about a spam lumpia? That would be bad. Spam. That would be delicious. Spam lumpia? That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I go back home to visit, I forget. I just drive down the street and I go to 7-Eleven, pick up some spam musubi, and just like chill.
Yeah, I explained that recently on our Friendsgiving. Dwayne and we were talking about, brought up spam musubi, and I'm like, no, you honestly just get it at 7-Eleven. And
7-Eleven.
Like, what is this? And I'm like, it's spam on a little piece sauce. Of sticky rice with some nori.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was telling that to someone about
like a bag
the
of
poke
chips.
Craze that's going. Oh yeah. Well, it's like the poke craze that's going on here in the mainland now. It's like crazy. Like all this stuff in poke that you would never ever dream of putting in poke. Yeah. You go to Safeway and you get your poke. They make it at Safeway and you buy it by the quart.
Yep. You don't have to get fancy. Just get it at Safeway. Although I will say Nick's poke is still really one of my favorites. Have you gone to Nick's in the Wharf?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you have to go next time. You need to go. Sorry, Dwayne.
Nick's
when
downtown?
You go to
Okay.
Nick's down in the Wharf, down in the working side of the Wharf. It's really great. It's a beautiful space. And when it first started, it was just a little hole in the wall. But the thing is that his father-in-law is the head of the fisheries. So Nick gets all the best fish on the island. Is what it boils down to. So definitely worth your trip.
So
what
if you
wharf?
were in Honolulu, sorry.
Oh, I'm like.
Oh yeah, I know exactly that restaurant. It's been there since like the 80s. My father used to go there dressed like Don Johnson. Nick's.
Yeah, I'm ready to go down to Captain White's and say, yo, where's the poke?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure you can find it on. I'm sure you can get some poke somewhere on the DC Wharf now with it. It's all different and changed. And
yeah, for like $27 probably.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't call that I still call the wharf, and then the rest of that is I don't know what you call the rest of it.
Change is hard for some of us, especially when we get older.
But but we have.
I understand.
No, what I mean is that we have that historic area where you can still go down there and get fish at a reasonable price.
Yes.
Or even cook to order fish or plates of lunch at a fair price right across the street from, some very fancy upscale restaurants that have higher prices.
Yeah. Yeah.
$40, right?
Yes. But it also is, the price of real estate is crazy, right? So, yeah. But you're right. Progress is great, but we don't want to lose.
I can sit down for a half dozen oysters for $26, or I can go down across the way and get a plate of Chincoteagues for, $8?
Yeah.
It's just about what experience you want, because they're not going to serve me a fine glass of Alsace wine with it. So, I just like
to see you drinking wine. I know it's, I like seeing you do that.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't tell Dustin what I said. Dustin, I hate wine. Unless I'm eating food. I believe that wine should be enjoyed with food. I'm not going to I'd rather drink cocktails, beer, if I'm just going to sit down and say, have a drink. If you pour me a glass and it's really good or something light, like if you're going to bring me a white and it's refreshing and fits the meal, but I'm still going to crave something to eat with that wine. Whereas a cocktail, I don't necessarily look for food, but wine needs food for me. And it just makes the whole experience of the wine and the food so much better. Call me.
Oh, I get it. I understand that totally.
So, actually, I'm a little bit, I enjoy a cocktail, obviously. I definitely enjoy my cocktails.
For sure.
But when I go to eat, I want wine. So it's similar, but I don't, but I'll drink wine anytime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first thing I get when I sit down at dinner, I get a cocktail. I'll probably have 2 cocktails first, then some wine with dinner, then a cocktail after, or aperitif or something to finish, or some finishing digestif or something. I go the whole thing.
Yep. Why not? Live life. We only get one last time I checked.
One liver, too.
All right.
Check again.
Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is, Dwayne?
I'm going to tell you what I think it's time for. Because you're talking about after dinner and before dinner. And I got to tell you, when it comes for wine and cocktails with me, if anyone brought me a bottle of the Chateau de Brut sparkling wine before a meal, I drink sparkling wine, and I think that champagne is a celebration. Or if you're a champagne drinker, you drink champagne. But there's a lot of people out that are drinking sparkling wine, or looking for something to start their evening. A lot of people will see in this country, we have happy hour, which is kind of like the end of the day. But the Italians start their evening. So that they have, instead of having a happy hour, they have this aperitivo hour, which like kind of opens the evening or starts the evening. And for me, the signature, and I always talk about Aperol Spritz, and I don't want to talk about that today, but I have to, because we're talking about starting the meal. And the best way to start the evening, start anything going out, is with an Aperol Spritz. And I keep going out, and there's so many people that have heard about it or wanted to try it, but just don't make it correctly. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it correctly. And I saw this cute little acronym that they have for building an Aperol Spritz. Let me finish my wine first. So, everyone's drinking, a lot of people are drinking at home now. And if you're drinking champagne, please drink your champagne. But if you're just a Bubbles everyday person, you have that Prosecco, you have someone come over and you don't know what to serve, or you're about to start your evening, this acronym PASS, and it really is pretty simple. It's equal parts, the recipe is equal parts of Prosecco. So you talk about, depending on your glass, about an ounce to ounce and a half of Prosecco. And then your A is, what happened?
I opened my Prosecco. I was just happy to see you. That's what it is.
A is for Aperol. So you go from your Prosecco to Aperol in equal measures. Then you need a splash of soda, or as much soda as you want, honestly.
Huh?
And then a slice of orange. And then you can't mess this drink up unless you mess the drink up. You don't even need to stir it. If you start with ice and add your Prosecco first, then your Aperol soda slice. Say it with me. PASS. Louise, did you get that?
I got it. I'm making right over here. I'm making one just for Dustin.
Okay. Well, while you make yours, I'm going to sip on mine.
Do you like an orange wheel or orange rind? What do you suggest? A wet
slice. Okay. Slice. See, you weren't listening. Prosecco, Aperol, soda, slice. You cannot forget it. It tastes very nice. But if you don't write it down, I wonder where they might be able to find that recipe, Louise.
I think I can. I can tell you where they would go. They would go to designateddrinker.show. Wait, what was that address?
Wait. You think that they can find the recipe at designateddrinker.show?
Absolutely, they're going to find that at designateddrinker.show.
Okay. I'm going to go look at designateddrinker.show.
Cheers, guys.
Saluti.
Cheers.
But I'm going to speed right into the next one. Do you mind?
Go right ahead. What else are you going to serve up tonight?
Because we're talking about people that are drinking, that have wine at home, and some people end up with wine the next day, and it's just a little bit, or maybe you plan to drink your bubbles the next day and you didn't get to them, so now you have 2-day-old wine or sparkling wine that's been in your refrigerator. You don't really have a wine cap for it. It's still a bit effervescent, but it's not where you would normally want it to be. What do we do if we have bubbles left over? We don't finish our bottle tonight, and we can't even get to it tomorrow night. So we had this bottle, we had 2 glasses, it's sitting in the refrigerator. There is a way to refresh that day-old or 2-day-old wine in the form of a cocktail. And you can do it with ice or without ice, and it involves a bit of dosage, if you will.
Okay.
It's simply a sugar cube or a half of a bar spoon of sugar and just a touch of bitters, Angostura bitters. Sometimes people soak the sugar cube.
You put that shit on everything, Dwayne.
Yes, I do. Well, you know, that's my Trini influence. But I didn't make this one up. It's classically called a champagne cocktail. And what it does is it takes that older wine and gives it new points of nucleation? I don't know. Little points for the bubbles to grab onto, and it'll make it effervescent again. And so all of a sudden you have a flavorful, again, bubbly, and not overly sweet because the sugar stays at the bottom of the glass and just helps to kick up those bubbles. So now you have a sparkling wine refresh.
Oh, interesting.
That you can enjoy still throughout. I mean, this is perfect for an afternoon. If you don't have any citrus and you're not making that French 75 or whatever else you want to go to, but this, just keep that wine going. And people think, oh my God, it's going to be too sweet. Still, again, with the sugar cube stays at the bottom of the glass, and with the bitters and the bubbles react with the sugar cube and it starts to re-kick up that effervescence, and it's quite enjoyable.
And I'm sure those bitters, and that bitters just kind of balances out whatever sugar might come through. Is that kind of the idea?
The sugar kind of just dissolves at you'll finish the wine before you get to the sugar.
So do you have a suggestion on whether it be sugar in the raw? Are you talking about brown sugar? Can you use any sugar? So
it'll work with any sugar.
Other than confectionery sugar.
Yeah. The more granular the sugar, the sweeter it will be because you have more surface area and direct contact. But if you can get a Domino sugar cube, that's almost the perfect thing. But how many people have Domino sugar cubes laying around the house?
Interesting.
I just happen to have some. But yeah, the champagne cocktail is a great way to use and give that champagne or sparkling wine. It's such an American. We call anything with bubbles champagne, right?
Sure. And it's an entire region. It's only a region.
Oh, yeah. No.
Your sparkling wine. I mean, we got Alsace, so why not Champagne or something like that, right?
What was it, Rob Lowe? And what was Rob Lowe in that movie with, he totally laid down the law. He said champagne is only made in Champagne. Champagne can only be from Champagne in France. And so many people who've watched that have that's the only thing they know from that about champagne. But at least they know it. Champagne is not all sparkling wine, which is hilarious.
All right, guys. So again, where are they going to go get these recipes, Dwayne?
I don't know, but they should probably check the Designated Drink or Shot show. I found some cool stuff over there, so that's where I'd start. So
on that note, I say cheers to you both. Dustin, thank you for helping us figure out what we're going to pour for our holidays and introducing Dwayne and I to a type of Riesling that we didn't even know existed. So that's wonderful.
That's Alsace. I'm going to drink Alsace.
There you go.
Who's ass? Alsace.
I don't know where we're going, so we're going to just pull the cord on this one. Love you guys both. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to everyone, all of our listeners. And again, look forward to 2021 and life being good again. And don't worry, it's all going to pass.
Happy holidays.
Take care, guys. Happy holidays.
The Designated Drinker Show is produced by Missing Link, a podcast media company dedicated to connecting people to intelligent, engaging, and informative content. Missing Link is a proud partner of Hearing Charities of America, a nonprofit organization that supports those who are deaf or hard of hearing. To learn more about HCOA or to find out about Missing Link's other podcasts, head over to missinglink.company. That's missinglink.company.